Hello, and welcome to the 6 Time Only Show. Last week, I was admitted into a mental institution for my alleged drug problem. The reason that I'm whispering is that they're still out there, looking for me. Well, we'll continue the show normally for now, but if I disappear for a while, you'll know why. Folks, back in the 1950s, instead of preserving the environment with their newfound wealth, the suburban-dwelling Americans decided to kill Mother Nature. No longer satisfied with chicken for dinner, families instead bought at least 2 cars per family.
Chicken for dinner. Dig in.
God, I'm sick of chicken. Why don't you stop wasting your money and buy me a car?
Yeah, I want one of those Ford cars. All of my friends have them.
Just because your friends have something doesn't mean you need to have something. Listen, if your friend jumped off a bridge, would you jump off that bridge with them?
Yes, I would.
It's pathetic.
See, this magazine even has an ad for Ford.
Join the 300,002 Ford families.
Yes, let us join the ranks.
Nation, after the war, urban offices and shops started opening jobs for women. A large majority of the jobs that were created in the late 40s and early 50s went to women. But not everyone liked the idea of a working woman, which caused some rifts in society.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Working? We need the extra money. Besides, I should be able to work just like any other man does.
No, you should be at home, doing my laundry, making my sandwiches, and cleaning with White Wolf rubbing alcohol. You should be at home, not working with these strangers. You should come home and work for me.
Well, Charles, if you think you can talk to me like that, think again. I'm a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. And frankly, my dear, I don't give a dang that no one's at home mending your underwear.
Your wife is right. It's time for women to take a stand.
Oh God. Oh, it's a feminist rage group.
Eventually, the conflict about whether or not women should only be working in the household blew up into feminist revolt. This is quite obvious while reading the Instagram posts of women from that time period. Hashtag feminist rights, hashtag my husband doesn't want me to work, hashtag who's going to protest with me, hashtag thanks Obama, hashtag swag, hashtag Ron Paul 2012. Nation, the U.S. seemed to be depending on war to help boost the economy. The surge of prosperity during the 50s was brought about by the mass preparations for the Korean War. According to some, the U.S. had a permanent war economy. This makes sense, because everyone knows that America is not truly happy unless it is massively in debt and supporting other countries' war efforts.
Aren't you in a war right now?
Yeah. Aren't you in a lot of debt?
Folks, back in the 1950s,
How was school today, honey?
It was actually pretty bad. I walked 50 miles in the snow and they teach him with a ruler.
Well, at least you're getting an education.
Actually, the standard's been lowered because of the teacher shortage. The teacher has no idea what she's talking about. Batman!
Yeah, thank you for your education, son.
Nation, the U.S. and the Soviet Union wanted Korea to become independent and reunified. However, in 1950, the Secretary of State decided that Korea was outside of the U.S.'s Pacific Defense Perimeter. Folks, on June 25, 1950, North Korean armies attacked South Korea. As a result, South Korean armies were pushed back to a very small area. General MacArthur and his troops were relocated from Japan to South Korea. North Korea retreated from the newly reinforced South Korean and U.S. armies. Even though North Korean troops retreated, any attempts at discussing a truce continued to fail for 2 years.
The following is an important public service announcement. The rankings for the top 5 worst shows on the air has changed. Previously, the High School Classes Daily Show topped the terrible list, closely followed by History Faux Show. However, McClayacon Entertainment has cancelled the High School Class Daily Show, shifting all the remaining 4 down a spot, and placing Doctor Who on the list. If you or a loved one has watched any of these shows, we encourage you to watch something else. Thank you for your patience.
America during the Cold War and in the 50s when it was extremely scared of any communism. With the slightest hint of communism, it seems that everyone would just lose their mind. Truman started the Loyalty Program, which investigated federal employees for any suspicious acts that could relate them to communism. Over 3,000 people were fired for suspicious activity. What were they thinking? Nowadays, firing 3,000 people for no reason would have caused a riot. But during the Cold War, the majority would have rather seen people lose their jobs rather than having a small chance of them being a spy and ruining everything America had stood and worked for the past 200 years. Because one person can do that, right? One communist. However, there were positives during this time. The Marshall Plan was made to give $12.5 million in relief to European countries. I know everything is backwards. We are firing 3,000 people for no reason and giving money away for free. It's crazy. But at the time it worked, so everyone jumped on the wagon and went for a scary yet communist-free ride. Nation, recently there were 11 communists that were brought in front of a New York jury. They were violating the Smith Act of 1940, the first peacetime anti-sedition law in 142 years. Anyway, they were convicted for supporting the overthrow of the American government. Well, who could blame them? Our government stinks. Another case was Alger Hiss. He was accused of being a communist agent. When he was convicted, he demanded to defend himself in court and denied everything. I mean, who wouldn't? I would if I were going to be thrown in prison for 5 years, which he was because he was caught. How embarrassing for him.
Action.
Nation, during the Cold War, the Red Scare struck back. This brought on the trials of 90 disloyal organizations and 3 million employees who were given little to no opportunities to prove their innocence. Now folks, the Red Scare was a communist witch hunt where red hunters who saw red everywhere tried millions of communists. Here's a pre-recorded trial that was taped last week.
Are you a communist?
No, I'm not a communist.
What's your shirt red?
The American flag is red.
I don't care.
Why?
You wanna know why?
Why?
Because I'm Batman. Now I'm gonna find out what you're doing. Finally, the evidence I need. Here's the evidence you need, sir.
Yes, it appears to be so. Take her to jail.
No. 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 No!
Folks, World War II had just reached its end, and without any surprise, America's team won. Shortly after this victory, the Big Three, Churchill, Stalin, and FDR, came together to decide how East Europe, Asia, and Germany should be dealt with. It has been said that when they met, the Big Three at Yalta were not drafting a comprehensive peace settlement. At most, they were sketching general intentions and testing one another's reactions. America and the Soviet Union both developed superpowers, and as superpowers during the post-World War II era. But as it is known, there can only be one, and that one is America. America is #1, every time, always, forever, always.
Ever. Even if there's a fire.
Will Ferrell is correct. Nation, everyone has friends and enemies. But you know what's even better than either of those? Frenemies. It's like having a friend when you're together, but as soon as you're not in one another's company, you have an enemy. I'm telling you this because of a documentary I reviewed last week. It was a completely 100% accurate portrayal of America and Russia's relationship after World War II, and I would recommend it to any fan of American history. Here's the trailer.
Why don't we know each other?
I'm America. We have different points of view on government.
So you actually function based on a democratic government? Shut up. Shut up!
Hi, I'm America.
I'm Janice. This is Damien. We're the United Nation. Why didn't you just stay isolated?
The people wanted me to get socialized.
Will you look at Karen Smith's gym clothes? Of course all the communists are in the same gym class.
Who are communists?
They're teen Russians. Karen Smith. She's one of the dumbest girls you will ever meet.
You know who's looking fine tonight? Germany.
He's your enemy.
What? He's a good kisser.
Gretchen Wieners. She knows everything about everyone.
Maybe Stalin feels weird around me because I'm the only one that knows about her nose job. Oh god, please pretend you didn't hear that.
And evil takes a human form in Stalin.
She's the queen bee. Those other two are just her little workers.
Wait, sit down. Okay, you should just know that this is like a really huge deal.
We want to invite you to be allied with us. What do we even talk about?
Economics!
Attacking Germany!
But we aren't even really friends.
Okay, just do it. Okay, you have to do it. Then you have to tell me all the horrible things that Stalin says. We cut out girls' pictures from the yearbook, and then we write comments. Japan is a grosky little
Still true.
Switzerland is a fat virgin.
Still half true. And they have this book, this burn book, where they write mean things about all the girls in our grade.
What's it say about me?
You're not in it.
Those commies. You know that girl America?
Yeah, she's
Well, be careful, because she has a huge crush on you. And she made this t-shirt that says, I heart nationalist China, and she wears it under all her clothes. Have you seen any guys you think are cute?
Well, there's this guy in my calculus class. His name is Nationalist China.
No, that's Stalin's ex-boyfriend.
What do you mean they didn't loan you money a year ago? They just gave Britain $3.5 billion.
Mother!
Why would she do that?
Because she's a life ruiner.
All the fighting had to be sneaky. America can't give you $6 billion loan. Sorry.
Whatever. How many of you have ever felt personally victimized by Russia? Oh my god, I love your country's government. So adorable.
Thanks.
That is the stupidest effing government system I've ever seen.
Well, hey there, Miss Anne. How are you doing on this fine morning? Fancy meeting you here. I didn't even see your vehicle outside.
Pretty fine, and how about yourself, Miss Beauregard? Well, of course you didn't see my car outside, silly. We just went and got ourselves a new one.
A new one? Oh, you poor thing. You're a Christian martyr. That's what you are, a Christian martyr. Did you always have to sell it to pay for your backyard swimming pool or your new television tube?
Oh, heavens no. My husband is taking care of the finances right well. It's been such a hassle trying to work around his schedule to come down here to market, so he went out and bought us another one.
Is that so?
Why, yes. We have to keep up with society, and if the middle class can afford it, then so can we. Excuse me, but have you gotten yours yet?
Oh, no, we haven't. We just have the one we can share.
Oh, I see. Well, it was nice talking to you, but see, I really got to get going.
Oh, okay, darling. Before you go, is the block party still on Saturday?
Oh, right. No, it's been postponed, unfortunately.
Oh, is that so? Until when?
Permanently.
Hello and welcome to the 6th Time Only show. Today I have with me an ex-elementary school teacher. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Because you used to be a teacher, I got you this apple.
Really? Thanks. I haven't eaten in weeks. It's fake.
Okay, well, start off this interview, let me ask, why did you become a teacher in the first place?
Well, obviously for the money. I mean, you know, I needed a job, and because of the baby boom, somebody needed to teach kids, and I was the woman for the job.
If you were the woman for the job, why did they fire you?
I wasn't fired. I was laid off. There's a difference. Anyway, those kids, they have to eventually grow up and move on with their lives to middle school.
What? Move on?
Yeah,
I have never moved on. I have been doing this show literally my whole life.
I know, I'm a really big fan. I watch your show all the time.
I'm glad you're a fan, but if you're so poor that you haven't eaten in weeks, how do you watch me?
Well, on the streets at night when I'm walking through suburban neighborhoods, I just look into the windows of some of the homes and I see your show on.
They watch me in the suburbs?
Yeah, actually, like 2 or 3 houses specifically, no more than that. But honestly, I've never seen any of the TVs turned to History Faux Show.
Well, you know, I have something that I like to give all of my big fans.
Really?
Yeah, I will.
What is it?
I will be right back.
Okay.
This is for you. Do you want me to autograph it?
Please, would you? That is so amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm gonna sell it online and maybe pay for a couple of meals.
Yeah.
I know it's gonna be worth a lot.
Okay, so you're unemployed, so we need to get you a job. Right here, right now.
Yeah.
What is your skill set?
Well, I can make kids stop crying really quickly, so if they start crying, I'm really good at making them stop. I know the alphabet, which is, essential. And I'm really good at getting glue off of sweaters using White Wolf rubbing alcohol. So, I mean, that's really good too.
Okay. I can't think of any jobs that would need those skill sets. So, I think your calling is a homeless person. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Tune in next time for the 7-Time Only Show.